Good afternoon, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Land Bank Board Meeting of Friday, May 12th, 2023. Our first order of business is the roll call. We'll ask the staff to please call the roll.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily Kalchak, Assistant Manager of the Land Bank, and I will be calling today's roll. Reverend Ricky Burgess.
Here.
Dr. Jamil Bey. Councilman Daniel Lavelle.
Here.
Councilman Bobby Wilson.
Here.
Director Karen Breen.
Present.
Director Steve Mazza.
Here.
And Director Wanda Wilson.
Here.
Back to you, Chairman. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. This brings us to our public comment. I want to make a statement. If you wish to speak during public comment, please click the raise hand function in the bottom menu. You have 3 minutes to address the board. Comments are timed by the host, and your microphone will automatically mute after 3 minutes. Please begin with your name, address, or neighborhood, or your organization affiliation. Public comment is taken at the beginning and then a second time at the end of the meeting. Board members generally do not respond to public comment, but Land Bank staff are happy to address comments and questions after the meeting. You can contact us, the staff, at staff, let me say again, you can contact the staff at staff@pghlandbank.org, and that's STAFF, the symbol at PGHLANDBANK.org. Or you can call them at 412-255-6566. Okay, so we are now going to call on Sally, who will then introduce our public speakers.
Thank you, Chairman Burgess. We have 3 registered speakers today, so I'm going to start with that list. The first registered speaker is Kay Chase Patterson. We can bring. All right, Mr. Patterson, you're off mute.
Good afternoon, Chairman Burgess and members of the Land Bank Board of Directors. My name is Chase Patterson, and I am providing testimony this afternoon in my capacity as Chief Executive Officer of the Urban Academy of Greater Pittsburgh to humbly request on behalf of my 336 students, their families, our 65-member staff, and countless community partners that today you finalize your earlier decision to sell 243 Meadow Street to the Urban Academy of Greater Pittsburgh. Our school has a 25-year track record of success and a proven commitment to the communities we serve. We are a top public school performer with similar demographics to ours, and we seek your support in acquiring this parcel, which will allow us to continue our work of transforming communities and providing assets that may otherwise not be available. As you may already know, our organization has a strong desire to help improve the Larmer community, and acquiring this property will be a significant step toward achieving that goal. We understand that the Pittsburgh Land Bank plays a crucial role in determining the future of properties in our neighborhood, and we hope that you will continue to support our cause. The mission of the Urban Academy for the past 25 years has been to provide a superior education that develops in our students academic excellence, leadership skills, and positive social values, which will enable them to be constructive contributors to the communities in which they live and to society as a whole. We believe that your favorable support of this sale will be a demonstrative example of what it means to be a constructive contributor to our community. Our students deserve, and our community deserves, the best that we have to offer. In closing, the Urban Academy remains committed to including the community in our vision and planning, and to continuing to learn from our neighbors, and to helping rebuild a Larmer where families choose our neighborhood as the first choice to live, work, play, and pray. We believe that by working together, we can create a better future for the Larmer community and the residents who call it home. Thank you for your consideration, and we look forward to the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. The next speaker on our registered list is Dr. Chris White Taylor. And I believe that might be Christine Taylor on the name.
Good afternoon. I just want to make sure you can hear me.
We sure can.
Good afternoon, and greetings to the board members, board chair, Reverend Ricky Burgess, our other council representative, Mr. Daniel Lavelle, and the rest of the board. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Christine White Taylor. I have been a member of the Larmer community for approximately 68 years. I am a retired school administrator from Pittsburgh Public Schools and acutely aware of the need for the Urban Academy to acquire the property that they have applied for and wish to buy. I speak today as a supportive neighbor and highly recommend that this board agree to touch the future through its young people that attend the Urban Academy. I ask that you please consider also a cut or how you can support a decrease in the $46,000 asking price. I did have to mention that, as I did at the meeting that we had at 6 Mount Zion Church a couple of Mondays ago. As I said, this is the board's opportunity to touch the future through the youth that attend the Urban Academy. And I humbly ask for your support and approval of the sale of the Meadow Street parcel to the Urban Academy. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for your comment. Next on our registered speaker list, we have a Malcolm. I'm not sure. I don't see a Malcolm on the list, but Malcolm, if you're under a different registered name, if you could raise your hand. And any other speakers that wish to speak, if you could also raise your hand at this time. Not seeing Malcolm on the list, I am going to move towards Jordan Strasburger as our next speaker.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here in my capacity as a representative of one of the neighbors, Trinity LP. This property owner, as I indicated in a letter to the board, which I understand was already shared with the board, I won't reiterate the objections that are stated in that letter, nor will I reiterate the objections that were stated at the public hearing on May 1. But what concerns Trinity is that, notwithstanding the otherwise laudable program that Urban Academy is looking to establish in the neighborhood, it has, over the course of several years, proved to not honor the agreements that it has executed with Trinity LP. And we humbly ask that in order for this sale to go through, that the land bank affirm that the Urban Academy honor the agreements that it already has with the neighbors, principally Trinity LP, and not endeavor to obstruct the access to Trinity LP's property, because that's a real thing. And on day one that Urban Academy plans to begin construction on its project, that's what we understand from Urban Academy's own schematic drawings is going to happen. So rather than have this project approved today, we hope that the land bank will take under consideration all of the objections that have been raised, not only by Trinity LP, but also by all the other neighbors, that the land bank insist that Urban Academy honor its existing agreements and not approve this sale until it's affirmed by Urban Academy that it will not block the access that Trinity lawfully has. Thank you, Board.
Thank you for your comments. I don't see any other hands raised by our attendees, but I will pause for a moment if anyone else would like to raise. And we will have opportunity for comment at the end of the meeting as well. Okay, so seeing no new speakers, I think we've exhausted our list of public comment. Back to you, Chairman Burgess.
Thank you very much. That takes us to the approval of the April 22nd board meeting minutes. Is there such a motion to approve the minutes? Need a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, second of all, I need acceptance of the April 2023 financials and approval of the monthly expenditures.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right, the motion is carried. That brings us to staff updates. Sally?
Yes. For our updates today, we're moving forward on two sales that the board has previously approved. We're looking to have, we expect to have a closing date on 6 Boggs for May 30th of this year. And we are also moving forward. The city has quieted title on 2 of the 3 parcels with the Flowers Ave sale. And we expect to be on track to have those transferred and conveyed in June. And our second staff update is that we do have a open position posted on the URA's career website. We're looking to hire a program assistant. And that's all of our staff updates.
All right. Thank you. That takes us, I believe, to the pending land sales. Sally?
Yes, so I'm going to read a brief summary of the feedback that we've received regarding the sale of 243 Meadow. The board had approved the sale. The land bank has a 20-day objection period. And we did receive a petition with 19 signatures from attorney Jordan Strasburger on behalf of his client that led us to schedule and hold a public meeting on May 1st, 6 p.m. We held it in the Larimer community. There were 18 attendees in total, 11 identified as Larimer residents. Both the Urban Academy and the Pittsburgh Land Bank presented and then took questions from attendees at the meeting. Feedback that we received at the meeting. So attorney Strasburger and his client, Roland Criswell, did attend, expressed concerns of the impact of the sale of 243 Meadow that it would have on Mr. Criswell's property, bringing up an easement issue between his property and an adjacent property owned by the Urban Academy, blocks away from the land bank owned parcel up for sale here today. Attorney Strasburger also expressed concern that there was only one land bank board member present at the meeting. Also at the meeting, several attendees expressed that they would like to see more concrete campus expansion plans from the Urban Academy, and also expressed concerns about the length of time and procedural concerns about the land bank sales process. But overall, land bank staff were left with the impression that the majority of attendees supported the sale of the Urban Academy. In addition, the land bank has received a petition with 50 signatures in support of the sale to the Urban Academy of Pittsburgh. We also received a letter from Mr. Criswell's attorney, Jordan Strasburger, expressing objection to the sale, as well as a response letter from the Urban Academy. In February, we received a letter from Charles W. Carlson, also objecting to the sale on the grounds he'd requested to purchase the property in 2018. All of these documents were submitted to the board of directors for review prior to the meeting. And I know that we've certainly learned a lot and received lots of helpful feedback as we move through our first public hearing process. And I did want to thank everyone that attended our public hearing and engaged in the land bank feedback process. The land bank board must now vote on whether to approve the sale based on the testimony received. According to our policies and procedures, after the public hearing, the PLB may thereafter approve a disposition request only if it determines, based on testimony received at the public hearing, that the disposition would be consistent with the goals and needs of the neighborhood, that it is likely to benefit the neighborhood in which the property is located. And the disposition must be approved by a 2/3 vote of the entire board of directors. So I will now pause for questions and comments from land bank board members before returning the floor to Chairman Burgess to call for a vote. Any questions or comments from our board of directors? All right, with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Chairman Burgess.
I will say that this particular piece of property is in my council district, and I will put on the record that I did hear public comment about a different parcel and concerns, and irregardless of how this board votes, I will continue to be diligent and work with all interested parties to minimize any disruption of any future actions. With that, I need a motion to approve the sale.
So move.
Need a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are approved, and goes to the next item, which is the bogs. I guess this is were you doing? I guess we're going to legislative updates. Okay, it's in your hands, Sally.
Some quick legislative updates for our board of directors. So recall that we have an amendment before Pittsburgh City Council to our existing tri-party cooperation agreement. That is the agreement that between the Urban Redevelopment Authority, the Land Bank, and the City of Pittsburgh. That amendment would establish a standard process for the transfer of property from the City of Pittsburgh to the Pittsburgh Land Bank, and is necessary for the Land Bank to begin acquiring property from the city's inventory. Our update is that there was a second internal briefing held by City Council on April 25th. And that our understanding is that Councilmember Gross, who had called for a public hearing and post agenda, is working to schedule those.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'd like to, is it appropriate to comment now?
Yes, Bobby?
Okay, yeah, well, I appreciate that, you know, the update from the, the update that was just provided. I also just want to make it known that I'm in full support of this, this amendment that's been sent over. And, you know, it's been some time, so it's been over a year now since it's been sent over to council. And, you know, the amendment clearly lets the land bank request property so that we can actually get this moving and actually working, actually utilize the funds that the budget that we all voted on, so we can start utilizing those funds and making sure that the land bank's working. You know, so I'm gonna make sure that this post agenda and the hearing and everything that's happening that Councilmember Gross is hosting, that we follow through with that and that there's some clarity on what's happening here. But I'd just like to let the public know that, as a council member that sits on the land bank, and also in the talks of city council, that there is what I believe is broad support for getting this done. So just wanted to express that. It's been I don't want to get to a point where it becomes frustrating. I want to get to a point where we're all getting some clarity and understanding what needs done so we can make this happen. So with that, I will end my comment.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. I will say this, and I've heard various comments from various people about council's participation in the land bank. And I would simply say that there has never been a problem in the land bank from members of council being on the land bank. All of our difficulties have been with members of council who are not on the land bank, who perhaps wish they were on the land bank. And that's been our concern. There's never been members who sat on the land bank board who are aware of our issues. It's been members of council outside of us who would prefer to micromanage the process. And I'm of course impatient with all council members, but I would also agree with Mr. Wilson. We've been we've waited too long, and we need to get this done and moving. Okay, thank you very much. With that, Sally?
Yes, our second update is on the amendments that we have before the state legislature regarding the municipal claims and tax lien law. We're very excited to update the board that our amendment in the Senate, SB 202, was passed by the Senate Urban Affairs and Housing Committee just this week, this past Tuesday, and it will now be considered by the full Senate. And we are expecting a vote this month in the Housing and Community Development Committee in the House, which would also return that bill to the House floor. So really excited on the progress. Really want to thank the support from the Urban Redevelopment Authority staff helping to move that bill forward, and supporters of the bill who have been also speaking with representatives at the state. So thank you everyone for that support. And we're really pleased to see progress on that bill.
Thank you very much. Anything else, Sally?
No problem. And that concludes our legislative updates.
All right, that takes us back to public comment. And I'll refer to my comments on the beginning. At the end of this meeting, if you wish to speak during public comment, please click the raise your hand functions in the bottom menu. You have 3 minutes to address the board. Comments are timed by the host, and your microphone will automatically mute after 3 minutes. Please begin with your name, address, or neighborhood, or your organizational affiliation. Public comments taken now at the beginning and now at the end of the meeting. Board members generally do not respond to public comment. The land bank staff are happy to address comments and questions after the meeting. You can contact the staff at staff@pthlandband or BANK, staff@pthlandbank.org or 412-255-6566. Sally?
I see Mr. K. Chase Patterson has his hand raised.
Thank you, Sally, and to the board of the Land Bank. The Urban Academy expresses its gratefulness and gratitude for your continued support of our vision. I would like to correct a few matters that were brought up by Mr. Strasburger that are categorically inaccurate. The Urban Academy has no existing agreements with Trinity, any of its affiliates, or its owners. Trinity has no lawful entitlement to any Urban Academy property. As was previously stated by the Land Bank staff, the majority of those present at the public hearing supported the advancement of this purchase and sale, and we provided 50 signatures in support of this sale as well. Thank you once again. It was important that the record reflected the truth.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Patterson. If any other speakers would wish to speak at this time, please raise your hand. Seeing no raised hands, that concludes our public comment.
Thank you very much. Now it is, we're ready to adjourn the meeting and turn a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. We are adjourned.